All right. Thank you so much for taking the time to click into this video. We have one of our most amazing clients, Joe Hafner here. Joe, if you want to take a quick second to introduce yourself real quick, sir.
Yeah, so I'm Joe Hafner. I've been in the business for about 27 years. I'm based here in Middle Tennessee. We serve Nashville and the surrounding area. Um, that's us. We've been doing it for a long time.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to hop on this call, and we're about to get into the meaty part of the conversation. I know, we're about 4 weeks in working together, and we've had a very eventful month. But if we kind of backtrack and kind of revisit, what was it? What was it about us or about our company that made you guys want to like take a shot with us in the first place?
Well, I'll tell you what. So I get calls and emails and texts and sales pitches from lead generation sources every day, and they're all seem to be the same thing. What was different when Hamza contacted me was that he said, look, we're going to set phone call appointments for you with sellers who are thinking of selling their home. And so normally I ignore all those other folks who are trying to get me to listen to their sales pitch, but that was a different approach, and it got me to at least set up the call and hear what y'all had to say.
Sweet, and I'm forever grateful that you answered that email.
Me too, actually.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. So, all right, let's get into the fun part. I know, in the past 4 weeks, we've sent over a little over 20 appointments. So, let's get into those appointments. I mean, amongst those appointments, what kind of conversations did you have? And from those, I think 22 to 23 appointments, how many in-person meetings and face-to-face meetings have you gone to?
So let me just say this about the appointments that we've had. These are without a doubt the best leads I've ever come across in the time I've been doing real estate.
Wow.
I've done social media leads, Zillow leads, all the different kinds of leads you can think of. I've generated them myself. I've hired other people to bring them to me. These folks, let's see, we've had now close to 30, and we've only had like 6 who didn't keep their phone appointment out of the 30. And anybody who works leads on a regular basis, that you set a phone appointment, and if it's not like the next day or an hour later, those people half the time they don't ever answer the phone. So number one, they're answering the phone, which is amazing. Nice. Number two, for the most part, they've been very pleasant people who were happy to hear from us and very eager to talk about their real estate needs. And number three, they've all been open about hearing what we have to offer, who we are, how we do business, that sort of thing. Out of those 30, we've gone to see like 7 or 8 in person. Nice. We've got one listing that's already signed that's going on the market in a week or two. We've got probably 4 or 5 others that I believe they're likely to list with us when they're ready, and they'll be ready sometime between now and spring of next year. And then also we've got some folks that they're maybe not ready now, but I feel like we've connected with them to an extent that there's going to be opportunities down the road to maybe work with them. The key for us is going to be staying in touch with them, following up with them. One of the things that we made sure we did when we took this on was to create a follow-up system so that we are staying in touch with them and calling them maybe a couple weeks before they're expecting the call from us, so that we can just stay in front of them. But I believe that we're building a pipeline of these leads that are in there that are going to turn into things down the road, because they're quality leads to begin with. The old saying, quality in, quality out. So before, my database literally has 4,000 or 5,000 leads in there, and I don't feel as confident about those 4,000 or 5,000 leads that I do about these 30 that I've got now.
Wow. Heavy praise. Thank you so much. And I feel like you've encapsulated a lot of the points that kind of revolve around the conversation of, sales, lead generation in the real estate game. And first of all, huge props to you and Dion for absolutely crushing it and tag teaming all of the appointments that we sent over your way. And, like we were kind of discussing before this video, it takes two to tango. It takes a killer, agent on the field to actually know how to work these appointments that we're sending over. So huge props to you guys, and amazing news on the listing signed. What price point was it signed at again?
It was they're listed at 540, which is the not quite the upper end, lower upper end, the higher middle end, I would call it in our
Awesome.
market.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome. That's
great,
so great
great.
to hear.
Actually, that's another thing with the leads that are being sent. These are not. I've had other lead sources that we've paid for where they send me a bunch of people looking for land, or people who want to. They only have $80,000 to buy a house when the average price in our market is well above 250. These are leads that they're typically mid-range or upper end. We're not getting like a few that are like starter homes, but for the most part, they're right in the middle of the market or near the upper end of the market.
Exactly. Perfect. Perfect. And you guys know how to deal with them. So that's
Yes.
awesome. That's awesome to hear. So and thank you again. I feel like you've encapsulated a lot of the points. And one of the major ones was like, we're in the business of building pipelines, and
Yeah.
and that's what we're doing, and that's what you guys are excelling at as well, like with your follow-up system. So huge congrats on that. And so my next question to you would be kind of like, compared to what you were doing before versus now working with us in regards to seller appointment generation, how would you say, the one, quality and volume, how does it differ before and after?
So that's a little complicated because the market has shifted since we started this.
Right.
So as the market shifted, my focus has gotten to, I just need to have tons and tons of listings, because that's what's going to draw out the buyers that are kind of hiding right now. So what we were doing before was we were generating our own leads off of social media. We had a follow-up, we had an ISA company that was calling all of those leads as they came in, and then giving us where we would then follow up with the leads that were qualified through them. So as we've seen how this has performed, and as the market has shifted, we have, so with these leads, when a CataLead comes in, it becomes our top priority to make sure we make that phone call, and we schedule around that to make sure we never miss that phone call. Because starting the relationship with that lead, of calling them when they expected us to call, shows that we respect them like we want them to respect us. So that is our top priority, is making sure that call happens. So because the leads have been so good and we've gotten so much traction with them, I have dialed down my social media marketing, the lead generation part of it. I've dialed that down significantly. And actually, we've just let our ISA company know that we're not renewing for the next month.
Wow.
Because we are able, with the smaller number of buyer leads that are coming in, we have the time to call them ourselves. And with the CataLeads, of course, the ISA company that we had would not have had the know-how and the expertise to make those calls like we do. And they're such a valuable lead that we're making all those calls ourselves. So I feel like we have a much higher quality lead coming in. We are, I feel like we're going to turn a higher percentage of those into actual business. And by leaving the others to let those leads just kind of roll through our email drip system, that is going to do the cultivating of those while we focus on these higher quality leads with our time and effort.
Sweet, sweet. That's amazing to hear. Music to my ears.
Sure.
Well, thank you so much for everything. And one last final question to kind of wrap up. And
Yeah.
the main purpose of us kind of meeting here and recording this video is to kind of scale our company mission, and to scale our impact that we have on realtors. So and what we are using right now, and we were discussing this, it's something that not a lot of agents are using, and it requires a certain level of finesse and caliber of an agent. So to any other broker or team leader out there that's watching this and they're kind of on the fence about taking a shot with us, what would you say to them?
I would say if you have a good listing presentation and you are willing to put in the work on the phones, that even though the number may feel a little high for the leads, it's really not. It's really actually low given the quality of lead that you get. The key to it is If you're not going to work them, if you're just going to let the leads come in and ignore them, miss phone calls, that sort of thing, you might as well not do it. But if you're serious about your business and you want to build your business and you're going to roll up your sleeves and go to work and make those phone calls when the time comes and have a goal with every phone call of trying to convert them into an appointment, your return on investment is going to be immense. And you should go ahead and take the plunge because it's going to help you build your business. And like I said, I've been in the business for nearly 30 years, and I've always heard listers last, right? That if you want to build your business, you got to build it by getting listings. And I've tried all different ways to try and generate listing leads in the past, and these are by far the best listing leads I've ever got. So if you're ready to roll up your sleeves and go to work and do what it takes to get on the phone and call the folks and set your appointments and have a great listing presentation, then by all means, you should definitely call Hamza and make this happen.
Let's go. You heard the man. You heard Joe, and stay out of his area, but do definitely give us a call. Well, thank you so much, Joe. And
Yeah,
I
my
kind of want to
pleasure.
wrap. I want to wrap this up by saying, like I said before, it requires a certain type of agent that we work with to actually get the job done. So huge props to you again and Dion for absolutely prioritizing our leads and getting to work with them. So thank you again, and I'm looking forward to prolong our relationship and send you guys more amazing listing leads.
All right, sounds good. Keep them coming.